Hello from Brunswick. Today on YouTube, it's Dolphins basketball as Brunswick takes on 18th ranked Bryant and Stratton. Hi everybody, Chris Shaman, glad to be with you. The Bobcats are 17-2. They're 7-1 on the road, and they are 12-1 in Region 10. Meanwhile, your Dolphins 9-9 on the year, 6-2 at home, and 5-8 in Region 10. Let's meet the starters. First for Cornell Parker's Bryant and Stratton Bobcats, coming off a win on Wednesday against Guilford Tech, 87-65. Today he starts number 2, Janiah Pickett. Number 3 is Cian Lewin. Number 5 is Mila Parker. Number 20, Haley Harris. And number 22, Carissa Frederick. And now for Joe Gaughan and your Dolphins, coming off that loss against Fayetteville Tech last Friday. It was 64-48 in that game. Dolphins 32 turnovers, a season worst. Faith Farmer finished with 27 in that game. No other player had more than 7 in the game. Different look in the starting lineup today. Number 4 is Chelsea Rivera. Number 12, Jemiah Leach. And number 30, Faith Farmer, all typical. But Dolphins are using a little bit of size today. Starting number 32, Shamira Monk. And number 33, Martina Paz Aquino. So size is the name of the game against Bryant and Stratton as these two teams start things off here today. And second meeting of the season. Bryant and Stratton won up in Virginia back in November, 75-57. You know, the Dolphins shot really well in that game, 45%. Bobcats shot 46%. Bryant and Stratton had 14 steals. Both teams had over 20 turnovers, though, but Bryant and Stratton made more opportunities with those turnovers. They had 16 more shot attempts, but really it was a very even game. Chelsea Rivera gives it up to Paz Aquino. Farmer now top of the key. Here is Leach off the glass and in. So Jemiah Leach averaging over 5 points per game. First on the board here. Here's Lewin going quickly, coming up short. Paz Aquino with the rebound. Throw ahead to Farmer. It's poked from behind. Nicely done in transition by Lewin. Lewin gets it in the corner now. Throws cross court out to Parker for 3. Got it. Mila Parker, 37% from 3. This is a very good shooting team. The Bobcats are the top shooting team at nearly 48% from the field. They're 6th in three-point shooting at 35%. Chelsea Rivera, long jumper, no. Rebound controlled by the Bobcats. Here is Pickett into the forecourt. Lewin, back-to-back threes for Bryant and Stratton. Cian Lewin, 32% from 3. 18.8 points per game, one of the best scorers in Region 10. Gets on the board, and it's a 6-2 Bobcats. Here is Paz Aquino trying to back down on Parker. It's to Chelsea in the lane, and she traveled with the basketball. Dolphins are going to have to shoot a high percentage here today to stick with the Bobcats. Lewin is 3rd, Pickett 5th, Parker 6th, and Johnson 8th. They're all in the top 10 shooting in the region. 4 of the top 10 in the starting lineup, or 3 of those in the starting lineup. Tonight, Johnson will come off the bench. That triple doesn't go down. Ball batted around. Paz Aquino has the rebound. Throw ahead to Chelsea Rivera. Now Faith Farmer. Pull up is good. Farmer was the lone offense against Fayetteville Tech last Friday. That was an ugly game. Dolphins not getting back, and down low, that's an easy one for Harris. Haley Harris over 12 points per game. That's her first basket. Harris leads Region 10 in three-point shooting and 9th in the NJCAA. She's 44%. Got the two-pointer that time. Faith Farmer step back 3, no good. Tip for the rebound. It's out of bounds off of Rivera. So Bobcats get it back. They lead it 8-4. Just underway. First of a doubleheader for us here today at Brunswick. And what was supposed to be a 6-game homestand for the Dolphins is now a 3-game homestand that we're finishing up here today. So Dolphins go on the road. They're at Wake Tech on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Chelsea Rivera with the steal. Rivera turns on the Jets, glides in for the easy 2. Defense to offense for Chelsea, who averages close to 4 steals per game. Still tops in Region 10 and nationally ranked in that category. Lewin, the runner. Bryant and Stratton answering back quickly. They lead by 4 again. So we'll have a 3-game homestand that will start February 15th, next Sunday, against Richard Bland. Monk is on the wing for Brunswick. Rivera now top of the key. And then probably a few more games will be added on. There's at least one home game that needs to be made up from all of these cancellations. Parker got the rebound. Here comes Bryant and Stratton again, leading by 4. Trying to increase that lead. It was Pickett too strong. She remains scoreless. Dolphins going fast, looking to press or looking to push the tempo, and they turn it over instead.
Let's go, White. Get a stop
Chelsea
right
Rivera, I mentioned, just under 4 steals per game, leading Region 10. She's tied for 11th nationally. 4 minutes into this one. Lewin top of the key. Johnson is in. Johnson has it poked away, and that's going to be off Brunswick. Faith Farmer touched it last, so Sinai Johnson averages 9.4 points off the bench for Bryant and Stratton and Cornell Parker, the reigning Region 10 champs. In fact, they've won the last 2 Region 10 titles. And well on their way to another opportunity to do that again. It's Pickett. Pickett gives it up to Johnson, who got cut off. And the Dolphins force the turnover. Jasmine Burns first off the bench today for Joe Gaughan as Martina Pazzaquino goes out. So Dolphins get the stop that they needed. Oh, Jemiah Hopper also in. Faith Farmer, no good. Put back by Leach, counted in the foul. Second bucket for Jemiah Leach. And she'll go to the line for an opportunity to make it a 1-point game. And she gets it to go. So 5 of the 9 for Jemiah Leach. She's right at her season average. Lewin. Pass top of the key to Parker. Dangerous 3-point shooter long on that one. Rebound chased down by Lewin. Goes cross court. That triple is off the back iron. Tip for the rebound. Good box out there by Chelsea Rivera. And then she got fouled. Great rebounding guard, Rivera. Obviously not a lot of size, but over 6 rebounds a game on the season. She'll go out as Nia McLucas will come in. We're at the midway point here in this opening quarter. Faith Farmer to Burns. McLucas. Hopper looking down for Burns. It's tipped by Lewin, but she runs out of real estate. So 12 on the shot clock here for the Dolphins. In the Burns. McLucas. 6 to shoot. McLucas with 3. Gives it up. Hopper. They got to get it off. They just do, but don't draw iron. So it's a shot clock violation, and the ball will go back to the Bobcats when we come back. 4:34 left to go. Good start to this one. The Bobcats, 18th in the country, leading it by 1. Bryant and Stratton with the basketball. They lead it by 1. It's Pickett into the front court. Gives it up to Johnson. We can go back to Pickett. It was deflected. Pickett was open for a moment. Good ball movement, finding Lewin. She's got 5 today. She's stuck on 5, and that's going to be an over the back. Parker called for the foul. 3rd team foul on the Bobcats, none yet on the Dolphins here in quarter number 1. Bobcats first of a back-to-back for them. They're at Cape Fear tomorrow at 1 p.m. Farmer into the forecourt. Chelsea Rivera top of the key. Handoff to McLucas on the right side. Gets a screen. Cut off on the left. Back up top. Rivera drives right at the lane and throws it away. Looking for Leach, who's had a good start today. Too many turnovers right now for the Dolphins. Their defense has calmed down after the Bobcats had a hot shooting start to this game, but sloppy on the offensive end. Dolphins in a 2-on-2 zone, it looks like. And a foul will be called over in the corner. First foul in the quarter as Leach goes out, Monk back in. Lewin attacking the zone. Top of the key, Johnson for 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Monk. It's Faith Farmer front court. McLucas, Burns, quick shot, no, and the rebound controlled by the Bobcats. That is Raven Gill off the bench with the board. Ball swung over to Johnson, tries another 3, no good. Offensive rebound by the Bobcats. Johnson, extra pass to Gill for 3, in and out. So Bobcats have cooled off, but they're getting a lot of extra chance opportunities. And there's Lewin with 2 more to her total. So the lead grows to 3. Dolphins have been shut out for a while here on the offensive end. I'm trying to see. There's another sub for the Bobcats. I have a little bit of trouble calling the games remotely with the Bobcats' jersey numbers, so apologies in advance. I think it's Jordan Moore in. It looks like a 23. Chelsea Rivera checking back in. Alicia Dawson is in. Faith Farmer, Monk, and also Burns. That's the 5 right now for Brunswick. Lewin goes out with those 7 points. Pickett comes back in, scoreless so far here in the quarter. So Dawson to inbound it, 2:23 to go here in the first quarter. Farmer top of the key, Monk on the wing. Farmer going to drive on Pickett, and Pickett called for the blocking foul. 4 team fouls on the Bobcats, just 1 here in the quarter on Brunswick. Dawson, good aggressive offense, too strong, put back by Monk, won't go, and then Burns, that's deflected off of Gill, excuse me. So it'll stay with Brunswick with 11 on the shot clock. Inbound goes to Burns. Burns off the glass, no. Another offensive rebound. Shot clock should have reset, but it didn't. I think that drew iron. Dolphins are going to have to hoist it here, and they're not aware, and it's going to be a shot clock violation. I don't know if that, I thought that grazed the rim, but apparently not. So Dolphins still stuck on 9 points here. They've been there for a while now. Johnson goes out for the Bobcats. If it's a 12, that's Rayanna Sanders. Gill called for steps. So another turnover, and the game had a lot of flow early on. It has really grinded to a sloppy halt here as the quarter has gone on, though. Farmer into the front court. Burns, Monk, back to Farmer. Farmer jumper is off the back iron. Fight for the rebound. Monk able to grab it using her size. Chelsea Rivera, quick trigger, no. Burns tries it again on the putback, no. Dolphins' third offensive rebound on this possession. And we got another issue with the clock. They're not adjusting the clock when the ball hits the rim. The Dolphins have been long on some of their shots, but at least one of those hit the rim. So the official says the most recent one did, and then the clock will go to 18. Destiny Mitchell will come into the game. Farmer inbound to Rivera, and she throws it away. Moore with the steal. Bounce pass to Pickett. Pickett, yes, and the foul. Yeah, you can't just falter like this offensively against the Bobcats. It's not going to go well for the Dolphins if they can't pick it up on the offensive end. So Pickett, 63% free throw shooter. Faith Farmer going to get a break now as Dawson will come back in. Pickett with a quick three. And the lead grows to 6. We did have one lead change early on. For the most part, Bobcats have been in the lead. Rivera, Destiny Mitchell back to Chelsea. Dawson, Burns, now Rivera stepping left, firing a jumper too strong. Monk, Burns off the glass and in. First bucket of the game for Jasmine Burns. First bucket in a while for the Dolphins. And there's about a 5-second difference between game and shot clock, and we have another whistle. So that's a 24. I don't have a 24 on my roster, but I do believe it's more for the Bobcats. He's actually going to come out of the game. They'll bring some shooters back in. Lewin and Haley Harris, again, leading three-point shooter in Region 10, top 10 in the country. So, all right, so they adjust it, and there's only about a 1.5 seconds difference between the game and shot clock. So Bobcats look like they'll run some of this time here. In fact, there might not even be a full second. Pickett directing traffic. Clock's already down to 5, and she's the only one that touched the basketball. Gets it off to Lewin, and they don't get that. That is not going to count. Some nice defense to close the quarter for the Dolphins as they trail after 10 minutes of play, 15-11. The Bobcats, 18th ranked in the country. Dolphins giving them a game thus far. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. Second quarter underway. Harris with the inbound to Pickett. Bobcats with the basketball, 4-point lead. They've led by as many as 6 here today. Lewin's been the hot hand with 7 points already. She gives the ball up. Then it swung top of the key to Harris. Now back to Lewin. Lewin, flip shot short. Monk with the rebound. So Dolphins using a lot of Shamira Monk here today, and she has brought that defensive energy, also a couple offensive rebounds for her as the Bobcats go for the steal but run out of room. So Dolphins will have 21 on the shot clock. Jemiah Leach is back in, 5 points for Brunswick so far. It's Leach and Dawson, Mitchell, Faith Farmer, and Monk. Frederick is back in for Bryant and Stratton. In fact, their starters are out there, so Pickett, Lewin, Parker, Harris, Frederick. Destiny Mitchell from the elbow rims it in. Destiny Mitchell makes it a 2-point game. Dolphins in this one against the 18th ranked team in the country in the latest NJCAA poll. Don't want to give her that much room. Lewin feeling good here at Brunswick. She's got 10 already. Again, averages close to 19 a game. Already in double figures here. Pressure here by the Bobcats. And was that last touch by Brunswick? It was. Good defense there by this Bryant and Stratton team that allows just 60.4 points per game on the year, outscoring their opponents on average by 13 a game. Again, two-time defending champion Bobcats. Second and final regular season meeting between these two teams. It's Pickett on the right wing, and that's going to be a travel. So Frederick called for steps. Dolphins force another turnover. Dolphins defense has been on point. And they give up an average of just 64 a game. Mitchell directing some traffic here. Throwing cross court. Good eye by Pickett. The defensive back in that situation gives it up and gets the dime as Lewin up to a dozen. And the Bobcats take their biggest lead now at 7. Farmer to Pazaquino. Monk driving, throwing it off the glass. No. Gets her own miss. Out to Farmer. Farmer will fire a 3, no good. Contested shot there. Harrison to the front court, gives the ball up. Now it's Parker for 3, short and away from the ball. We got a foul on the Bobcats. First foul of the quarter. Just underway here in the second quarter. Dolphins wrapping up this, what was supposed to be a 6-game homestand, then it became a 4-game homestand, and now a 3-game homestand. One of those 3 games will be rescheduled as part of the 3-game homestand that will start next Sunday. Southwest Virginia. We're still waiting on the reschedules for Denmark, which is not a Region 10 game. So if there's no more room on the schedule, that game could get just canceled. But the Cleveland game will need to be made up. Monk tried to bank it, couldn't get it. And I think if everybody can make it work, all of the games would be made up. Free throws upcoming here for the Bobcats as they've pulled out by 9. Chance to go up double digits now for the first time in the game as Parker will go to the line. Burns comes in for Monk. Mila Parker averaging close to 9 points per game. 50% shooter from the field, 6th in the region. 37% from 3, also 6.5 rebounds per game. She has 5 points here today as the Bobcats go up by 11. So quietly building out this double-digit lead. The number 18 team in the country with a strong start to the second quarter. Dolphins got to respond here, and they get it to their leading scorer. Farmer gives it up. Pazzaquino down to Leach. Leach with another opportunity for an and one, her second of the game. And a much-needed bucket there for Brunswick. Dolphins aren't scared to play with some tempo. They're third in the region in field goal attempts per game at over 66. Catch and shoot three by Harris. Dagger. Haley Harris again. 44% from three on the season. That's her first here today. Leach again throwing it off the glass, no good. Burns back to her, and the bunny goes down. Jemiah Leach in double figures now with 10. Dolphins within 9. 5:45 to go until halftime. Cross-court pass looking for Lewin is intercepted. Farmer with the steal. Farmer goes behind the back. Gets it to the cutter, and Burns is fouled. So Jasmine Burns going to go to the free throw line. Third team foul on the Bobcats. Jordan Moore coming back in. And Sinai Johnson for Cornell Parker's team. They just retool, reload every single year. Last couple of years, they had more size than this year. But this year, they've got some real sharpshooters. Burns gets 1 out of 2. She's got 3 today. Dolphins within 8 now, 27-19. Lewin with a game-high 13 points, gives it up to the cutter, and the layup is good by Parker. She's got 7 now, starting to heat up. Dolphins, Janelle Bowden is in for the first time. Pazzaquino backing down. Nice use of the pivot foot, there for Martina, who gets on the board. Just past the midway point here in the second quarter. Johnson going to work, swings it out to the corner. It's Parker again. Back-to-back threes now for Parker, who just like that has 10 points, 7 here in the quarter. Bobcats by 11 again, matching their biggest lead. That jumper way too strong. Pazzaquino, put back no. Burns no. So Dolphins are getting extra chance opportunities. They're just not taking advantage of them. As Bryant and Stratton slows things down. Lewin over to Moore on the left wing. Parker, Lewin, and here it is again. It's Harris this time. So Harris quickly up to 8 points. That's her second three-pointer. She and Parker really cooking here in quarter number 2. Biggest lead now for the Bobcats is 14 with 3:47 to go until halftime. Leach in double figures already. Takes the midi. Johnson pushing. Johnson attacking, and Johnson, they're going to count that. Here's what was really high IQ about that from Sinai Johnson. She saw the defender kind of not set. I don't know if that's the right description of it, but the defender was really caught in no man's land there and had all the opportunity in the world. Johnson recognized that there was going to be some contact there, and she'll go to the line for an and one when we come back. So Johnson at the free throw line here. Completes the three-point play. Bobcats have picked up their offensive tempo here in this second quarter. They've built their biggest lead now out to 17, just like that. Destiny Mitchell with the bounce pass over to Leach on the left wing, and Leach throws it away. Miscommunication there. It's a steal by Parker. Into the forecourt, Lewin. Oh, don't leave her wide open like that. Dolphins catch a break there as Harris misses a wide open triple. Lewin leads them with 14 points. That's the game high. Parker with 10, Harris with 8. Leach is in double figures for the Dolphins with 10. Faith Farmer with the steal. Kept the dribble, Curly style, as she brings it into the forecourt. If you know, you know. Burns, jumper no, and then it's cleaned up. Pazaquino with an opportunity for an and one. Martina Pazaquino up to 4 points today. 54% free throw shooter on the season. Fourth team foul on the Bobcats, so Dolphins might get some bonus action here at the line. Another offensive rebound. Boy, Cornell Parker is happy with the lead, but he's not happy with his defensive rebounding today. They're getting killed on the boards. Dolphins are outworking them, just not shooting a high percentage today. They go back down to Burns. Burns off the glass, no, and it's tipped, and we have, player was out of bounds, I think, Lewin. So Dolphins are going to get the basketball back here. Chelsea Rivera and Shamira Monk both back in for Brunswick. Carissa Frederick returning for the Bobcats. As Aquino lost the handle, shot clock at 13. Monk with the pull-up, no good. Rebound controlled by Harris. And then it's intercepted again. Second steal of the game. Faith Farmer attacks and scores. Just her second basket. The lead is 13 now. Johnson front court with it. Top of the key, it's Parker. Here's Johnson. Step back three, no good. Rebound Rivera. Minute 47 to go until halftime. Chelsea swings it ahead to Farmer. Rivera to the cutter, Monk. Off the glass and in. First bucket of the game for Shamira Monk. 6-0 run here for Brunswick, and they're within 11 again. Johnson again, front court. Extra pass over to Parker. Parker attacks. Leaves it down low, and the bucket is good. +1. Now that's a 23, so that must be Jordan Moore. I don't know what's going on with this roster. It's ridiculous. So Moore, apparently, I don't know who 24 is. I'm going to have to see if I can find that out at halftime. It's the dog days for the announcers, too. You hit a wall at a certain point in the season, I'm at that wall and I'm over it. So assuming that is Jordan Moore, gets her first bucket. This is the free throw, though. Ends that 6-0 run for Brunswick. Rivera top of the key. That's poked away. Good defense again by Johnson. She'll glide in for the easy two. Nice answer by the Bobcats there with back-to-back buckets. Inside a minute to go now here in this first half. Dolphins briefly had the lead early in the first quarter. Otherwise, Bobcats have been in charge. Monk put back, no. And that's going to be a travel. Pazaquino shuffled her feet. So 7-second difference between the game and shot clock here for Bryant and Stratton. And we'll see if they run some clock here. Going to be a whistle here and a turnover. So shot clock is off here for the Dolphins. Chelsea Rivera gets it back. She attacks, puts it up too strong. Monk, another offensive rebound. Dolphins just not having much rhythm on the offensive end here. Time to work with at the buzzer, and that will be too strong. So Bryant and Stratton right now having a 15-point halftime lead after 20 minutes of play. It's 42-27 Bobcats. We'll be back with the third quarter in about 15 minutes. Don't go too far. All right, underway in the second half with the Bryant and Stratton Bobcats leading your Brunswick Dolphins 42-27. As the Bobcats have first crack at it here in the third quarter. Bryant and Stratton, big second quarter, although they turn it over here. They have two players in double figures. Lewin with a game-high 14, Parker with 10, Harris with 8, Johnson with 5, Pickett with 3. For the Dolphins, it's Leach who's got a dozen now, as Pazzaquino got hit and is slow to get back. So Leach with 12, and then 4 for Pazzaquino, 4 for Faith Farmer, 3 for Burns, 2 for Mitchell, 2 for Monk, and 2 for Chelsea Rivera.
Yeah, I put it over to the employee one. Yeah.
So Pazzaquino is really shaken up. I'm not sure what happened. I think it was out of our field of vision. Pickett into the forecourt for the Bobcats. Destiny Mitchell. No, correction, Jemiah Hopper in off the bench as defense turns to offense. Farmer out on the run. Assist from Rivera. Faith Farmer now with 6 points. Dolphins trying to hang around. Good start to the quarter with the first 4. Pickett on the wing, and Chelsea Rivera anticipates. Rivera glides in for the easy 2, and here comes Brunswick. 6 straight points here in the opening minute and change. Pickett into the forecourt for the Bobcats. Bryant and Stratton, 18th ranked in the latest NJCAA poll. That's going off Lewin. No, they say it's off Brunswick. That was off of Lewin. Bad call. So the Bobcats catch a break there. Bobcats 17-2, 7-1 on the road, 12-1 in the region. Dolphins are 500 at 9-9, 5-8 in the region, and 6-2 here at home. Foul by Faith Farmer. Homestand wrapping up today. Dolphins will be at Wake Tech on Tuesday at 6 p.m. and then a 3-game homestand to follow with potential for more, depending on how some of these reschedules shape up. Frederick putting the moves on, couldn't get the bucket to go. Rebound by Monk, so Bobcats cold start to this third quarter. Hopper on the left wing. Chelsea Rivera gets around one defender, swatted from behind by Harris. And then the Bobcats going to turn it back over. Dolphins and Bobcats, second meeting. Bryant and Stratton won by 18 the first time these two teams played. It was 75-57 back in November in Virginia. Really, it was just the difference of shot attempts. Bobcats got 16 more shots. Both teams were over 45% shooting in the game. Chelsea Rivera on the wing. 11 on the shot clock. Down for Monk. Monk backs it out with 7 to shoot, and Hopper is fouled. Farmer looking to inbound, gets it into Monk. Monk, flip shot off the back rim, no. Good box out there by Parker, and then Monk fouls her. 2 team fouls on the Dolphins, 1 on the Bobcats here early third quarter. Janiah Pickett. Zone here for Brunswick. Pickett having some trouble. Oh, somehow finds the cutter. Johnson off the bench for a quick 2. As Sinai Johnson's up to 7. What a pass. I don't know how she saw her. Chelsea Rivera front court on the far side. Rivera drives left of the lane into the lane, blocked, but foul. Foul will be on Parker. Chelsea Rivera going to the line. 4 points today for her. 13.2 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 3.9 steals per game for Chelsea. 57% free throw shooter. Missed them both, ball batted, and it's Lewin bringing it into the front court. Driving on Rivera, and Rivera fouled her. So Lewin will go to the free throw line, 62% free throw shooter on the, oh, they're going to say it was on the floor? I think Lewin was looking for free throws. Okay, so the Bobcats will inbound it here. Parker into Lewin, and Lewin stepped out of bounds. Sloppy third quarter at the start for Bryant and Stratton. Dolphins trying to take advantage after going down as many as 17. Here's Farmer. Farmer blocked. Good recovery there by Lewin. Stayed with her the entire time. And then a ball deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Bobcats. So it'll stay with Brunswick. 10 on the shot clock. And Farmer, miscommunication with Farmer and Hopper there. So Pickett into the forecourt. Bryant and Stratton first of a back-to-back today. They're at Cape Fear tomorrow at 1 as Lewin blocked but fouled. The whistles are coming a little more frequently here in this second half as Lewin will definitely go to the line this time. 62% on the year. Monk will go out. And Kiera Moore checking in for the first time today. And Pazzaquino out. Lewin now with a game-high 15 points. Came in averaging 18.8 per game, 5.5 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 2.7 steals. All around great player for the Bobcats. Gets 1 out of 2 here. Lead is 12. Rivera throws to Moore in the front court. Chelsea Rivera down low. Unselfish play to Hopper, who missed the bunny. And then a foul on the floor. Going to be called on the Bobcats. We've had 7 fouls here in the first 4 minutes. So Farmer looking to get it in. The shot clock needs to be reset. We've had some clock issues today, but it's at 20 now, so ready to go again. And Farmer threw it away. Another turnover for the Dolphins. Both of these teams are over 20 turnovers the first time these two teams played. Pickett for 3, no good. Farmer chases down the rebound. Farmer attacks, throws it up, no. Good defense there by Bryant and Stratton. Now they got a cherry pick bucket here by Lewin, who's up to 17 in the game. Farmer in the front court, 5:34 to go in quarter number 3. Chelsea Rivera to the bucket, off the glass too strong, and that's batted out. Last touch by Brunswick. So Bobcats will get it back. The top shooting team in the NJCAA, nearly 48% as a team. Also 6th in three-point shooting, just under 35%. Pull up no good by Johnson. Offensive rebound. Shot was blocked. Staying with it is Harris. Swinging it out. Lewin for three. No. And away from the ball, we have a foul on the floor on Brunswick. And if it is on the Dolphins, the Bobcats are in the bonus already. Am I looking at the scoreboard wrong? They should be shooting free throws. That's the 15th foul. Nobody seems to recognize that. Unless the scoreboard is wrong. I don't know how you missed that. Again, unless I'm just looking at the scoreboard wrong or the scoreboard is wrong. Ball deflected out. Jumper off the side of the backboard. Lewin throws it front court. Again, out of the pack. This time it's Johnson for two. And we're going to get a timeout. 4:33 left to go. Bobcats back up by 16. All right, welcome back. It's going to be Dolphins basketball. By the way, I figured it out at halftime. She's not on the stats on the region website, but number 24 is Zella Painter. So she's in the game, scoreless first half for Bryant and Stratton. Chelsea Rivera goes right around the defense, just couldn't get the bucket to go. Dolphins cold shooting today as Harris is called for the offensive foul. Fourth team foul on the Bobcats. It's been a whistle-heavy third quarter. So both teams will be in the bonus over the final 4 minutes and change. Chelsea Rivera hits the deck. She gets tied up. Good ball pressure there. Painter and Jordan Moore both in the game, making that stop. We got another timeout. We'll be back. Dolphins with the basketball out of the timeout. They're down by 16. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Another steal by Lewin. Throws it ahead to Johnson. Deja vu. Johnson now in double figures with 11. Third player for Bryant and Stratton in double digits. Lewin again, her third steal in the quarter. She'll take it herself this time. Can't score. Ball batted around. Lewin tried to save it, but did so to Farmer. And then Johnson sells that call as Farmer called for the offensive foul. So no free throws on the offensive foul, but Bobcats get a big turnover there. Moore is out as Dawson comes in. Dawson, Hopper, and Leach with Faith Farmer and Chelsea Rivera for Brunswick. Gill back in. Ball swung out to Harris. Here's Gill from Painter. Gill, the runner, no good. And the rebound fought for and won by Hopper. Dolphins trailing by their biggest deficit. Dawson steps to the elbow, in and out on the jumper, rebound Harris. Johnson pushing front court. Johnson, Harris, Painter, Gill, and Moore, the 5 for Bryant and Stratton. So all second unit except for Harris is the lone starter. She has the basketball on the wing. Looking down for Moore, it's deflected, and it's last touched by Moore, they say. Hopper will go out. Destiny Mitchell comes in with 2 points today. Just a little light pressure here for the Bobcats. Dolphins get it across. Faith Farmer on the wing, gives it up to Leach. Back to Farmer. Farmer off the back iron. Rebound controlled by Harris. Here's Gill into the front court. Gill cut off at the free throw line, swings it out to Johnson, thought about the 3, now gets it out to Harris, who won't hesitate. In double figures now, Harris with 11. She's got 3 triples, and again, 44% from behind the arc this season. It's all Bryant and Stratton now, lead out to 21. Dawson to the cutter, Chelsea Rivera swatted. I think Painter got a deflection there. Out on the run again is Johnson. Johnson is fouled, so recovery there by Dawson to make Sinai Johnson earn it at the charity stripe, and Sinai might need a second here. Both teams are in the bonus. Good to see. I was going to say that's Jasmine Burns coming back in. Martina Pazzaquino left with an injury early in the second half. So Johnson shakes the cobwebs off. They're actually going to give her an extra minute. That's good officiating right there. Just kind of sweep up. Just give her an extra minute to shake them cobwebs loose. Johnson on the year, 60% free throw shooter. Again, over 9 points per game off the bench. And double figures already today. Stuck on 11, though, as she misses that first one. So 1 out of 2 for Johnson. She's now got a dozen. She's going to come out of the game as Pickett comes back in. And again, that trapping zone. Dolphins get it across. Destiny Mitchell, as that ball hung kind of on the line. Faith Farmer. Jemiah Leach pull up in the lane, missed it short. Good box out by Pickett. Pickett, front court with it. Pickett attacks, blows right by the defense and scores. Quiet afternoon for her. Just her second basket, but good offense there by Pickett, who's up to 5 points in the game. Bobcats 15-6 here in the third quarter. Gill with the steal. Gill, I was going to say, that's got to be something. So Parker was looking for a jump ball. Gill was trying to sell some contact. Rivera might have wanted a charge on that, and they call none of that. But it is a turnover. Destiny Mitchell in the corner. Good ball movement. Burns gets the benefit. So Burns now with 5 in the game. Shot clock is off here. So Bryant and Stratton in no hurry here. I don't know why more teams don't do this. Region 10 teams just don't hold it for very long at the end of the quarter. Pickett with the turnover. Still time here for Brunswick. Out on the run, it's Farmer now up to 8 points, and that'll do it for the quarter. But it's all Bobcats here today. The 18th ranked team in the country leads by 20, 57-37. We got 10 minutes to go here in this one. We'll be back with the final quarter in just a bit. Start of the fourth quarter, all Bryant and Stratton Bobcats trying to make it a sweep in the regular season over the Dolphins, and they're 10 minutes away from that. Brunswick in danger of dropping back-to-back home games for the first time this season. 6-2 record on the home court. Off the glass, it's Moore with their second basket. Jordan Moore. Here's Chelsea Rivera, top of the key. Faith Farmer now. Destiny Mitchell back out to Farmer, foot on the line, gets it to go. So Farmer in double figures with 10, keeping that streak alive. I believe there's just 2 games earlier this season where Farmer didn't score in double figures. Second player on Brunswick in double figures. Leach leads them with 12. Pickett, top of the key. On the right side, Harris, and Harris is fouled by Mitchell. Haley Harris will go to the free throw line. All I can tell you, folks, is that Bryant and Stratton should have had 2 free throws in the third quarter they didn't get, so this is a makeup for that, because there's no way she should be shooting free throws right now. But hey, the basketball gods always even things out. Haley Harris, 79% at the line. Gets them both. 13 in the game for Harris, who averages 12.2. Dawson gets the handoff to Rivera. Chelsea just 4 points today. It's been a quiet game by her standards. Mitchell on the deflection. And the jumper is good for Dawson. It's Dawson's first field goal. 20-point game again, 61-41. Chelsea Rivera, another steal. Bounce passes it ahead to Farmer. Farmer caught in a tough angle. We'll call that a pass to Rivera. His turnaround shot goes off the back iron. Tipped rebound comes to Mitchell, who was able to win that battle, and then Farmer rims it in. So a dozen for Farmer and a dozen for Leach. 24 to 43 from those two. Men's game will be after this one. First to 120 in that one, it's Brunswick and Salkehatchie. The last meeting between those two teams, what was the final score of that? I think it was 126 to 117. So yeah, stick around for that one if you like some offense, because you're going to see it. Chelsea Rivera gets it down to Burns. Burns off the glass, no. Rebound controlled by Harris, who might have a double-double. She's done a nice job on the glass here today. Pickett swings it out. Trigger by Parker, in and out on the triple try. Then the ball is wrestled away. And I believe that was Moore who got the basket. Correction, that was Frederick. So Frederick with her second bucket. Faith Farmer off the glass, no. Frederick with the rebound. Lewin back in, bounce passes that right to Chelsea. Chelsea fouled by Lewin. Lewin with a game-high 17 points. It's first foul in the quarter on the Bobcats with 6:46 to go in the game. Bobcats first of a back-to-back. They're at Cape Fear tomorrow at 1. Shout out to the Sea Devils. They're probably watching this one. Opportunity to scout the 18th ranked team in the country. Farmer, no. And then on the offensive rebound, Burns is fouled. So 2 team fouls now on Bryant and Stratton. Painter will come in as Frederick will go out. Farmer to inbound it. Top of the key, Burns. Burns steps left, airballs the jumper, and it's going back to the Bobcats. Janiah Pickett, almost 5 assists per game on the season, walks it across the timeline into the front court. That is going to go out of bounds and back to Brunswick, they say. Farmer came into the game averaging 16.3 points, 48% shooter from the field. Shamira Monk is back in. Her first bucket is no good. Lewin the rebound. Lewin looking to push the tempo. Lewin, nobody picks up the ball. She goes right to the bucket. Ball watching there from Brunswick. Lewin up to 19. Just past her season average. Faith Farmer fouled on the 3, and she gets it to go. What a shot by the freshman. Farmer, who came in 37% from 3. Again, this is a Dolphins team that shoots very little triples. Johnson is back in for the Bobcats. Farmer on the season, 52% at the line. The one weak spot to her offensive game, but the Bobcats hit that out of bounds. So Brunswick will get an extra possession here. Farmer to inbound, gets it into Chelsea. Rivera back to Farmer up top. Farmer out to Monk with 10 on the shot clock. Farmer now in the corner with 7. Farmer takes it up top with 4. She has to fire another 3, grazes the rim. They didn't reset the clock. That definitely hit the rim. Monk with the putback, it was no good. And then Bryant and Stratton loses it out of bounds again. No home cooking from the shot clock operator for Brunswick today. They've had a few things not go their way. Painter out, Moore is in for Cornell Parker's team. So a long sequence on this end of the court for Brunswick. So far led to 3 points. Foot on the line there for Chelsea, no. Monk with the putback, easy 2, her second basket. So that turns into a 5-point swing. It took about a minute of action, as we're just past the midway point now in the final quarter. It's Pickett front court. Here's Johnson on the left wing. Bounce pass down to Moore, who had that blocked. Shamira Monk, 1.8 blocks per game. Has been great defensively since coming back into the fold for Brunswick. We have our timeout to take, 4:36 left to go in this one. All right, welcome back, everybody. It'll be Painter to inbound for the Bobcats, who are on their way to an 18-2 record. The two-time defending champs. Turning it over here. Faith Farmer into the front court, fouled from behind. It'll be team foul number 4 on the Bobcats. Destiny Mitchell will step into a jumper, gets it to go, her second basket today. Destiny with 4. Quietly, it's become a 15-point game. Bryant and Stratton's led by as many as 22, still very much in control, and that's good offense there on the back door by Pickett. Nia McLucas with the basketball. She's back in the game. Faith Farmer top of the key. So Dolphins road tripping just briefly on Tuesday, and then we'll be back with you next Sunday. Wake Tech on Tuesday up in Raleigh, and then Richard Bland will be in town. Shot clock winding down. Mitchell draws iron. Rebound controlled by Pickett. Parker gives it up. Lewin's been hot all afternoon, finally misses one. A game-high 19 for Zion Lewin. She will be on that first team all-region at the end of the year, no doubt. Will Faith Farmer join her? Probably. 17 for Farmer. She'll be at least first or second team. Painter scoreless thus far with the basketball. Gives it back up to Lewin. Cross court to Pickett. Shot clock at 2, at 1. It's swatted. That's a shot clock violation. And that is another block from Shamira Monk. Boy, when she develops just a little bit more, she can really be a force for Brunswick. I think I'd like to see her offensive game get a little more flow to it, but man, the defense is right where you want it to be. Dolphins, it's a 15-point game. Has Aquino back in. That's a good sign. She looked real hobbled with an injury at the start of the third quarter. So good to see her back in the game. Fake by Parker. Parker pull up from the midi. And the rebound was by Kiera Moore. Nia McLucas thought about the triple. Paz Aquino. Gets it to the cutter. Farmer blocked but fouled. Nice offense there for Brunswick. Good passing by the post player, Martina. Chance for Brunswick again to whittle this down. Is that 22? It's 15. Farmer, I mentioned, has struggled a bit from the free throw line this year, but misses that one, so she's 0 for 3. Again, doubleheader about half hour. I don't know. It's either 20 or 30 minutes. We can never quite know. But 20-ish minutes from the time this game is completed, we'll have the men's game against Salkehatchie. Farmer goes out with 18 points today. Pickett into the front court. Again, clock is your friend right now if you're the Bobcats. Dolphins, you know, got a lot of extra chance opportunities today. Speaking of which, that's going to be a shot clock violation, and the Bobcats not exactly closing the door on this one, although they're going to empty their bench a little bit more. So Rihanna Sanders comes back in, played briefly in the first half. So Dolphins did a lot of things well today, especially on the offensive glass. Forced a number of turnovers, played pretty good defense against one of the top shooting teams in the country. In fact, the top shooting team in the country. And they've cut 10 points off this deficit. Bryant and Stratton, like I said, content to just kill the clock here. Three to shoot. They give it up to their sharpshooter, and another triple goes down for Harris. Harris now 16 points today. Shot clock and game clock are roughly identical, so the Dolphins will fall to 9 and 10. 6 and 3 at home, 5 and 9 in the region. Three ball doesn't go down. Chased down by Painter, and that will do it. Bobcats 18 and 2 now. They go to 8 and 1 on the road, 13 and 1 in Region 10. They win today 70-55 over your Dolphins. So Bobcats will be at Cape Fear tomorrow at 1. Dolphins on the road on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Our next home game will be February 15th against Richard Bland at 1 p.m., so come on back for that. We got to go, though. We got another game coming at you in about 20, 30 minutes from now. It'll be the Dolphins men taking on USC Salkehatchie. Once again, your final, Bryant and Stratton 70 and Brunswick 55. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be back with you in 20 or 30 minutes.